Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Megaman X3. In the last part we beat 2 More Mavericks and now we're going to continue on. So, did you guys catch the little cameo Easter egg in that cutscene? No? Well, let's take a closer look. When he's sliding down in the background, you can actually see Otto from the Mega Man Classic series. Nice little attention to detail there, Capcom. I like that. And yet you still spelled Blizzard Buffalo wrong in his cutscene. What the hell? Well. Anyway, down that little spike pit, there's actually a capsule that looks fairly similar to a light capsule, but it's actually not a light capsule. What it is actually a capsule that takes you to fight the mysterious Maverick that we saw in the cutscene last part. However, I'm not going to be doing that. Don't worry, you're able to find him in any of the stages that he's available in until you beat all 8 Mavericks. So I'm good there. At least I think he is. I know he goes away once you beat all 8 Mavericks, that's for sure. Anyway, both Catfish's stage here is fairly simple. It's technically the electrical gimmick, but nothing too electrical in it. In terms of collectibles, there's a heart tank in this level, there's a light capsule which we can't get yet, and a third other thing we cannot get yet. For reasons we don't have the abilities to get it yet. But the heart tank, which is the only thing we can get, is up here. Also, weirdly enough, Volt Catfish also appeared in Mega Man Extreme 2 for the Game Boy Color. Except his level was changed to Toxic Seahorses, if I recall correctly, and I don't know why. I should get to those games soon, actually. Yeah, I'll do it eventually. Probably after this one, actually. Actually, here's a question. When does Extreme 1 take place? I know Extreme 2 takes place after this one and before X4, but I'm not sure about Extreme 1. To the Mega Man knowledge base! Also, I don't know why, but I always remember this screen exists for some reason. That screen has always just stuck out to me. And there's a chance I could have fought Byte here, but, Byte, but, he didn't show up. Also, I should mention, I think I mentioned it back in part 1, but X3 has a similar, system similar to X1, where when you beat certain Mavericks, certain aspects of other Maverick stages change. If you beat Volt Catfish first, certain lights in, I almost said Blizzard Buffalo's stage will light up. I have no idea when Extreme 1 takes place. Wikipedia's not saying anything. Then again, that's Wikipedia. I should probably check the Mega Man knowledge base. Anyway, though, time for Volt Catfish. Nothing really to say about the previous section. He's weak to the Tornado Fang. And, he is another boss that's really hard without his weakness. In fact, X3 does that a lot. Well, first off, when you hit him, he's one of the bosses that gets sent in a loop when you hit him. His first attack is pretty much to always jump and try to shoot an electric pellet at you. But if you hit him with his weakness, he'll repeat that over and over again, so he never really gets to do many of his attacks. It's the same way in Extreme 2, if I recall correctly. If you know how to time it correctly, you can just stop him from jumping entirely, I believe. Well, not really stop him from jumping, but stop him from landing, making this a lot easier. I don't remember how to at this point, because I'll admit, this playthrough of X3 is like my first in 6 years. X3 is not a game I really care for that much. But anyway, once you get him around half health, I think he's gonna do it right now, actually, yeah. He'll land in the center and try to make a lightning bolt land on him. I forget what attack he does when that happens, but I know it's painful. However, because he's landing in the middle constantly, he's never going directly for you, meaning that his second phase, which is supposed to be harder, is easier. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Extreme 1 takes place in between X2 and X3. That makes sense, actually. But yeah, nothing too bad of a boss if you have his weakness, and the stage is easy enough. And for beating him, we get one of the more useless power-ups, getting items aside. If I recall correctly, it's called Triad Thunder. By the way, fun fact actually, I have a Megaman X action figure in this color scheme. That's a pointless thing to remember, but I know I do. And what you just saw is what it does. It goes around you in a triangle, makes 3 lightning bolts, and then just falls apart, really. Nothing too useful, if it's useful at all. Anyway, it's time for the next Maverick. Alrighty, time for a stage. Well, the stage itself is easy, but Crush himself we'll get to momentarily. You cannot get anything in this stage at this point. Mostly, well, we have part of the ability in order to get one of the things, but the other one we can't quite get yet. It's actually one of the reasons I'm really looking forward to the head part's next part. Also, one thing you're going to notice rapidly throughout the game is that the audio will desync all over the place, because for some reason X3 is prone to that on my end. I try to fix it though, don't worry, and come on, Byte, fight me like a man. Oh well. This is another stage you can fight the mysterious Maverick in. I think there's an invisible floor right below me that will take you to his pod, but I don't want to do that yet, once again. And there's also this random submarine. Actually, what game does that remind me of? Random submarine. Oof. That reminds me of something. Oh, right, Megaman X5. Freaking stage of Duff McWhalen. I love your name, Duff McWhalen. I love your remix, but I hate your stage. Anyway, we need to destroy the submarine's core. Which for some reason makes the thing go vertical. Kind of weird, but okay. You know, feasibly speaking, X, you could have just gone around it. You don't have to blow up anything in your path, but I guess you're just that kind of homicidal maniac. Anyway, time for Crush Crawfish. This stage is actually really short. He's weak to the Triad Thunder, so get that out. And I'll say this. He is probably the most damaging Maverick out of all of them. Why is that? Well, actually, I don't know why. He's just really damaging. Basic attacks, he likes to send... He'll like to dash at you and try to throw his claws at you. He also send those things out, which when they make contact with you, will force you down to the ground. He likes to repeat his dash pattern when you hit him with Triad Thunder, though, so that's at least useful. He also has this one really annoying attack where he likes to dash backwards at you, which I always have a really hard time dodging. Really, though, I can say for a fact, do not attempt to take him on first, because he'll kill you. I think one of his attacks will do 3/4 the starting life bar, which is ridiculous. But with his weakness, he goes down soon enough, I suppose. Also, do crawfish really have those big claws? That's more of a lobster. Then again, I don't really know much about seafood, because I'm allergic to most of it. As sad as that is, because I love shrimp. And calamari. Luckily, his stage is short, and with his weakness, he's easy enough. But for beating him, we actually get one of the better special abilities if you know how to use it right. And I'm not joking about its name here, as you'll see momentarily. This thing's name is Spinning Blades. Rather plain, but what can you do? And its description's pretty simple. It just goes forward then backwards. Its demonstration explains it better than I do, honestly. Alrighty, who's next? Fun fact, actually, this song sounds quite a bit like the song My Michelle by Guns N' Roses. Not the first time Guns N' Roses has appeared, well, not the last time, rather, that Guns N' Roses will appear in the X series. Why? Well, you'll see when I get to X5 eventually. Also, what is with the X series having Wolverine claws on their villains? I'm looking at you, X2 Sigma. Anyway, first time on the stage is right here. In fact, this is the first stage we can get everything in on our first go-through. These little dragonflies you can stand on the back of, but I find it kind of pointless, honestly. Also, for some reason, those little red bots make the same sounds the Ride Armors did back in X1 and X2. These wall guys are really annoying here for some reason, and I don't know why. I think it's just because they have such a high high clearance. Anyway, you can use the Tornado Fang to destroy that wall there, and come over here for the next upgrade, which in this case is a Dr. Light capsule. Enter this Capsule X. Take this X-Buster upgrade. The upgrade will increase the strength of your charge shots. You will be able to shoot 2 charge shots at once. If timed correctly, you can overlap the shots to create a single cross-charged shot. The upgrade will also allow you to charge any special weapon. I'll admit, this is actually kind of a downgrade from X2's in my opinion. You can, because back in X2 you could charge the 2 charge shots and then fire them back to back with no problem. But this you need to wait a bit of an extra second longer, because otherwise you'll activate the cross charge, which isn't as effective in my opinion. Also, the Buster itself is freaking huge. It's bigger than X's head. Oh my god, that was close. Anyway, down here we got a mini-boss which I swore had more health than it actually does. And I know why, because I was thinking of a very similar mid-boss in a Groundman stage in Megaman and Base. I'm not looking forward to having to do that, eventually. Oh, and I should mention right now, because this mini-boss is pointless, honestly. When I eventually get to Mega Man and Base, I'm not doing the Game Boy Advance version, because screw that screen crunch. Alright, now he's dead. I can move on to actually talking about the stage. I'm forgetting the Maverick's name. I can't believe I'm forgetting this guy's name. Neon Tiger, there we go. His stage is fairly basic. I honestly should have grabbed that health there. I don't know why I skipped it. The big problem with it is that there is quite a few opportunities for instant death. But if you just keep yourself on solid ground, you're absolutely fine. Also, this thing. This has been in a couple stages, but I've never really pointed it out because I never went to look for it. But we'll see what that's for later on. Yeah, really not much to say about this stage. It's nothing too hard, honestly. In fact, I think this is probably the easiest stage in the game. Except for maybe Blizzard Buffalo's, his is rather easy. Alrighty, Byte, you gonna fight us this time? Indeed you are!
Nice to meet you, X. I am Byte. I've been programmed to exterminate you.
Why the hell was I going for a Helsing Abridged Führer there? I don't know. Byte is actually a very one-trick pony-esque boss. He'll throw that little magnet thing at you, which will repel you from the wall you're currently on, and he'll do that like 3-hit combo right there. However, if you know how to dodge, he's really easy. You're going to notice when I defeat him is that he doesn't explode, he lives, unlike Bit. I did that intentionally, because, technically speaking, both Bit and Byte have multiple weaknesses. If I wanted to kill him, I would have, but I want to have a slightly easier boss later on, so I decided not to kill them both. For those wondering, though, his weakness is, either Tornado Fang or the Ray Splasher, which the Ray Splasher's the weapon we're going to get from Neon Tiger. So if you want to use Tornado Fang, go right ahead. I want to let him live for reasons.
I didn't expect you had this power. I've lost this time, but I'll crush you next time.
My god, my German accent is horrible. And that's why neither my Dr. Wily or Dr. Vile voice in the Zero series are German. Also, these guys will turn the ground into spikes, but I'm not sure if it's actually instant kill. I've never actually gotten hit by it. Anyway, we want to go up here for the last upgrade of the stage, the Heart Tank. And it's time for Neon Tiger. Since we're going this order, he is weak against the spinning blades. Now, with the way I fight him, Neon Tiger never gets really a chance to show off what he can do. Although I can say for a fact, he likes to jump around the walls a la Sigma from X1. He has this little attack that he likes to do where he can shoot lasers out of his tail. In fact, there it is right there. He also has this attack where he turns red and is completely invincible and goes furious for a bit. I know that for a fact, but I forget if he has anything else. Honestly, he's one of those other... He's like the entirety of all Mega Man 7's bosses. If you hit him with his weakness, he's locked into a pattern, so just do that. Really? He's nothing that hard, although I do like his design. This guy was also in Mega Man Extreme 2, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he was, actually. Huh. But he's nothing too hard. Not much to say about this guy or his stage, honestly. But for beating him, we do get one of the more questionably useful weapons in the game. I forget the name of it, though. Actually, wait, no, I just said it earlier. It's the Ray Splasher. The Ray Splasher, as the demonstration will show us momentarily, is a rather random weapon. It's very similar to how Flashman fires off his Buster in Mega Man 2. Pretty much when you hold the button down, various little laser beam things go off in random directions. I only really use it when I have to. But I suppose it has its uses. Also, I should mention, I'm sorry these parts are a bit longer than normal Mega Man parts, but this game's stages are just way too long. And also with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 4, we're going up to the last two Mavericks after some item collection, however. See you guys then.